My first one during my sophomore year wanted to fight me. She wanted to fight me. Like, girl, she tried to really fight me. I really grew. What's up, guys? It's your favorite millionaire, Lady Nefertiti, and welcome to my channel. I will be talking about my experience transferring to Temple from Morgan State University. If you do not know what Morgan State University is a HBCU, what stands for Historically Black College and University. And that's like really like a go-to for like a lot of Black students. A lot of them do appreciate the history and like what the basically like what HBCUs represent. So in Temple University is a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution. Every time I like say word, I have to like so that's basically what they are. They are different, of course. And I experienced both of them. I thought like maybe I should just make a video about this because I feel like a lot of students tend to drop out of certain schools or to transfer, and it's like maybe a little bit of us that do transfer from a whole HBCU to a PWI. It's not rare, and I'm sure I'm not the first one to do it, and I'm definitely not the last. So why not just come out here and tell y'all my experience with both. This video is for people that are transferring specifically from an HBCU to a PWI. This is for any newsy viewers that just wants to just watch and like see what I gotta say about one school or the other school. And I'm just a disclaimer, this is just all my opinions. This is just like what I experienced. This is just basically like it's just my opinions about like both of the schools and and like all the stuff that I've been through. I'm not saying that neither schools are bad. It's just these are my experiences. So I might choose one over the other, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I did this and not stay there. Like, so that's gonna be a lot of things. But all of my stuff is everything that I say is true. And it's just what I'm with. And this is my experience. Don't come at me just because I didn't like certain stuff, okay? Because it's my truth, and this is my point of view of everything. So yes, but I'm open to opinions. So you can say what you want. You can say what you want. All right. So I made my list of things, my pros and cons from Morgan. So just to kind of get you to understand like why I chose to leave. What was behind my reasoning? Why, because people, it was so many people. When I literally told people where I came from, I was like, yeah, I transferred from Morgan State University. It was so many people that was like, why? What happened? Why'd you leave? And isn't that a good school? Why would you come here? Girl. I've been there, so I know I needed to go. I had to go. And I would literally just give people just the basic answers, just saying, financial reasons. There's underlying issues. I would just say those two basic things. I would never go in depth on it because obviously it's really no one's business on why I really love. But I felt like to get people to understand exactly what was going on, I need to speak on this when I would thought it was time to do it. And right at this point, it's been a year since I've been, away from Morgan. So why not do it now? So people could kind of know what was there. You feel me? So my cons was definitely residential. I am not a fan of their dorms nor their apartments. You would think you would get more leeway or more freedom when you did get an apartment through them. No, you really don't. You don't. They don't treat you like an actual tenant. They treat you like you're still a kid. They check up on you every other week to see if your place is clean. You can't do what you really want to do when you're there. Yeah, it's like, and I'm not fans of RAs. The RAs were really like people that don't know how, they don't really have people skills. They have to an extent, but they don't really have people skills. They don't know how to really handle certain problems when it comes to certain people. And then it's worse. Worse when you really don't like, when you already don't really like each other, or you're not really dealing with each other. So then that's really a mess up on you. So I it was just like, I had overall for my first 2 years at Morgan, I had 4 roommates. You're not supposed to have 4 roommates, especially if you just live with that one person. So it's like, I literally had issues with 4 freaking females while I was there that I was living with. Every single one of them was a little petty. I won't say all of them was petty. My first one actually was chill. We just had misunderstandings, and if we weren't so petty, we probably could have fixed them. But all the other ones after her, petty as hell. Things would just wouldn't go right, especially during my sophomore year. Both of them was petty. Both of them was petty. One of them actually, my first one during my sophomore year wanted to fight me. She wanted to fight me. Like, girl, she tried to really fight me. I really grew, because back then I would have been chill to really fight somebody, really beat somebody up. But I'm not getting expelled for nobody. I'm not putting out my record. I'm not getting expelled. I'm not getting in trouble for you. So what you being the nice kid, being the nice one, being the good one, right? I leave and I'm gonna go to the RA. It's late at night. All right, I'm trying to talk to the RA, because I'm really, all my emotions are coming in. I'm starting to I'm frustrated. I'm going like, I'm a little angry, because like, I really want to swing at this girl, but instead I'm trying to do the right thing and talk to you. RA does not help. She doesn't help at all. She look like she knew it already before I even really get there. So she like, you know what, just go to the front desk. Why do I gotta go to the front desk when you're right here? Why can I not talk to my RA? This is an apartment complex. So, when we have an issue, it's still like we in dorms. We still gotta go to the RA. We still gotta have like a little talk with them so we can figure this out, right? They don't treat us like adults there. So it's with the apartments and dorms, they don't treat us like adults for real. So go to the front desk, talk to them. I'm like, man, I'm snapping. I'm calling my mom. Good thing my mom was in Baltimore during that weekend, or during that day, and she like, we gonna call the police. If they ain't trying to help, call the police. So we call the police, of course, because it's Morgan University. You might call the actual police, but they might direct it to the Morgan police. Mind you, Morgan police ain't really that good of police. That's another thing. That's not really one of my cons, but that's also a thing. They're not that good at doing their job. Not really. But that's my opinion. But they ain't that really good. They ain't that good. So talk to them. They basically just was like, separate all. They just gonna separate us. They're gonna just take us out the room. So since we have an issue, when it comes like this, we have to both move out the room. Cool. And then we have to go to some type of office where we gotta tell them our part of the situation. And I'm not gonna go through all that because it's really just dumb. Because that whole situation was dumb. Because at the end of the day, they still basically blamed me for the situation. And my problem is that when I was talking to them, or talking to, mind you, I was working for a residential around this time. And when I was talking to them, I had a conversation with them. And they try to make it seem like, you could have just waited to have a conversation with the girl, because maybe one had escalated because y'all just kind of had a conversation earlier, this and that. I'm the type of person where if I'm living with you, if we had a problem with each other, we need to have a conversation, because it's like the simple fact is we don't have separate rooms in this apartment. One room, one room equals two people. Two people is in one room. So it's like I have to sleep. You're sleeping across from me. I have to see you every day. I'm not gonna just it's not just gonna just flow and just go away. No, I gotta talk to this person. So of course I'm gonna have the conversation. If the conversation wasn't good that day, like during the morning, then I will see what I see. Whenever I see you, we're gonna have another conversation. We're gonna have a conversation. The reason that escalated was because of her, but yet they blamed it on me. They felt like it seemed like it was better for me to hit her than to go to somebody else. Because the whole thing was she made it escalate, but I'm the one that's in trouble. How does that work? Like, to this day, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I did the right thing, but I'm the one that's in trouble. Cool. She tried to threaten my freaking life, but I'm the one that's in trouble and I'm the one that's wrong. Since that situation, that whole year, I was doing good. I was keeping my grades up, but really, I was so zoned out from everything. Like, I didn't know if I really wanted to trust. I didn't know if I really could trust anybody since, like, during that time. I'm like, man, I don't even know. Like, my whole vibe I just isolated. And then that's when my depression came. So that was like a real big thing. I'm not going to deal with that again. So that was one of the reasons why. Then also, my second thing was like it was always a competition. Like even with friend versus a friend, I went like mind you, I believe there's always going to be competition. There's always going to be competition. And I feel like that's kind of what's built within the school. Like man, it's always going to be competition because since you're black, you're African American, you will always be picked last. So you have to have these things under your belt to really to make this competition. But it's like but it seems like within the school I'm competing with my friends to do certain stuff. I'm competing and it's like it's always someone above someone else. It's always that type joint. And it's like, listen, be confident, but don't be like all try to make it cocky. Don't try to feel like you better than me or something, or you like, oh well, I got this, so this. Nah, I ain't with it. If you ain't trying to build the queens up or build people up, then I'm not with it. And I'm telling you, it was really a lot of that within the school. It really was a lot of that. And I just it was just a mess. Like I said, like it was a certain people I just wasn't really messing with. It was a lot of like people that I thought were my friends, and they just wasn't. Once they got to a certain point, they changed. They not changed. I wouldn't say changed because people change, but it just they was rubbing me the wrong way. They was kind of making me feel like, yo, you are we disconnected? So it was definitely like that to me. And like even with me being at Morgan, like I still like spoke to like one or two friends, but like even when I went to Temple, it just seemed like it was a competition. Like I would tell her how it was like one of my friends. I would tell her like I how good Temple is, and like I'm really getting myself together and all this stuff. And it just seemed like it was more of a competition. It's like, well, Temple does got their resources, and we have to work harder here and stuff. And Morgan actually teaches you to do the work and stuff like that. I'm like, how would you know that? How would you know that? That is that type of stigma, that type of thing that they like instill in their students. It's like, bruh, like this is not a competition. Like this is just for me, for my mental and stuff. And we talking, yeah, you talking about some, oh well, we like Morgan makes you work hard, and it's like, what? Like I work hard to eat out of the way. This is the simple fact that I now have my concrete on what I want to do, and I found it here. I didn't find it when I was down there, so let's not do that. Like it's just like it just seemed like we could never like just like put like lift each other up. It was always, oh well, is the reason why it's like that, and this like come on, like come on, like that was really like my main Like cons, like of course, like for freshmen, for females, you only got one dorm that's all females. They had like at least I believe they have like four dorms that's fully boys. Ooh, I done kicked my thing. I mean, there's not really any big um other cons. What's the other cons? Oh, well, basically for female students, you only get one dorm. For freshmen, you only get it's only one dorm. It's blanc, and they have maybe like they have another one that's on campus, but it's co-ed, and also I believe you have to have a certain GPA or grades to be in that dorm, those type of dorms. So yeah. So hopefully y'all have your grades up because that's you like Blount's cool, but it's okay. It's okay for freshmen. It's okay for freshmen. I don't think when you get hit sophomore and all that stuff, you don't want to live there. But yeah, that's just me. Um, I believe the guys have like four on campus, which is really crappy. Like they should at least switch one out. But that's just me. Another con is definitely like when you call Morgan's offices and stuff to talk to somebody about your funds and all the important stuff. You can never get somebody on the phone. That was the main thing my mom hated about Morgan, because you can never get anybody on the phone. When you call, they might end up talking like saying being rude and all that. Like they really take their time with everything. Nothing's really organized. That's one thing. Stuff is never organized right. Because when I transferred, I personally did not know I had to like sign off on stuff at Morgan because I already was transferred. I already started my class and stuff, but they still had me in their roster. And the minute they sent me the stuff, I sent certain things back to so they could sign it. It took them a good month or two till it was fully finished. And that was during school. I wouldn't say Morgan is the best, but overall, it's still a good school. Like I said, they party school. I'm sure y'all seen them on the shade room twice, and events is lit, parties is lit, academics is good. You know, it's like one thing I can say. One thing I can say about Morgan is that you definitely do have to put yourself out there to really get somewhere within that school. The school is really small. So compared to Temple, it's very small. So it's not easy, but it's like you definitely will get known if you do some things within orgs and all that stuff. So I was in three orgs. I was in three orgs while I was in Morgan, and but one was Morgan based. So once I transferred, I wasn't in that. I wasn't included in that anymore. But the other two, I'm actually in. So that was like one of the main reasons why I really transferred to Temple. So now to go into Temple and like my experience there since I've been there. So it's only been a year. I'm about to be in my last year. Officially a senior. I'm graduating on time, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, Temple. Honestly, I love Temple. I really thought I was going to hate Temple. I was like, man, this sucks, and this I don't know it's going to help me. But I definitely got more than what I expected from Temple. The resources are actually really good. Like I said, like earlier in the video, the resources are good. So like if you need help with a lot of things, especially your writing, or just to like figure out like careers and stuff, like they have their own database for like internships and careers. Like I don't really think Morgan might have one, but I don't. When I was there, I didn't think they had one. I don't think they did. But Temple has one, and they had two of them. So like they have one specifically for your school. So like I'm in the Klein media communication and media. So I'm like they have their own Klein Connect, which is an internships and jobs and all that. So that's one. And I'm like, oh my god, I love it. One thing I love is that it's in the city. Morgan's not really within the city. So it's like you had to take an Uber everywhere. And the transportation, like it was kind of like it wasn't difficult to learn, but it definitely wasn't as easy as like SEPTA in Philly. So once I got back, that was one thing I was excited for, was that I was gonna be close to food, and I was gonna be close to like find all this like. I was so happy because the Samia Cookies is close. Um, food, the movie there is close. It's right there across the street from Temple. So it was like, man, this is everything's there. And then also, Temple got a big behind cafeteria with everything, like the actual Chick-fil-A thing is not express, it's the actual Chick-fil-A there. They had the salad works, I believe. Japanese. They had like all the good foods. And best part, they got Starbucks. They got Starbucks, which is my fave. So I can have coffee every morning. I have it every morning now. And they just said they have a lot of big things there. Like, even they have like the I forgot what it's called, but they have like a business thing, like a thing that helps. It's like a building within their student center that's like for people that wants to do businesses and stuff. So they advise you. And excuse me. So yeah, they have like the business thing. They have the a business place for like to help you advise you on your business and how to get that started. So kudos. And I love their classes. I love their client classes. Like the classes like for communications is so much great. They have bigger branches. So when I was at Morgan, I was a strategic communication major. Previously from that, I was a multimedia journalism major before that. And now since I'm here, and I also minored in business, by the way, at Morgan for strategic communications and minored in business. But like here, I am media studies production major, and my track is entrepreneurship, is media entrepreneurship track, something like that. And so I had two of both worlds, and I thought that was amazing. I'm like, okay, I don't have to go to another school, go to another like school in Temple, and do all that. It's right there. And I actually got like the teachers are really more open. They're open to helping you. Like literally, I had two teachers really help me out with my scholarships and help me figure things out, and even do a letter for me and stuff. So Temple's really just been good to me. My mental is back on track. I'm chilling. I'm definitely now know what I want to do for my life. And then I couldn't learn that. I couldn't do like really get that while I was down there. Like mainly because I was also away from family, and now that I'm back home, I'm with my mom. I could see like my friends here, like a lot of my friends here. And it's just been really good. So I don't regret my decision leaving Morgan's, because it's like you gotta understand, like for certain kids, for certain people, we thought that we wanted this, and now when we finally got it, it's like, man, this probably just isn't it. Because honestly, when I first started applying schools, I got into 14, I believe. Did I go into 14? I think I got into 14 colleges, right? And I really wanted to go to an HBCU. I really, 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 really wanted to go to an HBCU. And Hampton University was my first. That was my first choice, and I actually got in on site, but it didn't give me nothing. It was a lot more money than Morgan, so I was like, it just wasn't meant to be, and it's okay. Morgan, I loved it. When I first went there, I just loved like the energy. I already knew the education was good. I already knew that. But it was just something like I saw myself there, and I was like, man, I'm definitely going to go there, and I'm going to. Because really, during high school, I was not applying to no school that's in Philadelphia. I was like, I'm not going to Temple. I'm not going to Drexel. I'm not applying to none of these schools. I didn't really want to apply to any in Pennsylvania, but I still chose HBCU, and I got my HBCU experience, and now I had to really go somewhere where I could really focus and get myself together, and Temple was it, and I love it. I love it here. So it's like, just really understand that whatever you pick, make sure that it's going to help you progress within what you want to do. Make sure that you're going to be mentally healthy there. Are you going to are you going to have support there? Because it's like one thing that I think that kind of lacked during my sophomore year was that I had lack of support. I wasn't talking to many people. I wasn't dealing with that many people, and that was our first time everyone was just separating. So it was not like how freshman year was when we was all on campus. So it was like people had ways to get to certain places on campus. So, just make sure that you have this type of support, but also just have faith and really, like, really pray on it. Pray on it and see, like, what do you get. So to figure out what you really want to do, and do you want to transfer? Because it is true. Sometimes, like, some people are not as lucky or as blessed as I was to go to a school where it's in my city, and that I knew people there, and that the teachers were cool, the resources is great, and all that stuff. Some schools are not like that, and you don't want to transfer. You don't want to go to bad to worse. So it's like you really get when you try to transfer, really do your research and really figure out what you want to do, and do they have a major that you really want and really love and want to do. So that's my, like, tips on when you ready to transfer or just go to a school, period. Okay, guys, that is the end of my HBCU versus PWI segment. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure to press that little bell to get some notification on my new videos coming up. I want you guys to stay safe, stay beautiful, stay positive, and stay being a sun absorber, child. And remember, self-love is true love. God bless, guys, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.